Welcome. You don't have to stay awake for this. You don't have to remember any of it. There is a gate tonight that has been locked for 400 years, and tonight it is open. For you. Only for you. Step through. Nothing down here has ever needed the day. They sealed this garden a very long time ago. 400 winters, the story says. No one now remembers who they were or what they were afraid of. Only that they built a wall around this place and set a door in the wall and closed the door and walked away into a century that is now itself forgotten. They sealed it, the story says, to hide what blooms in the dark. As if a flower could be a secret. As if a quiet thing growing in the soil could be dangerous to anyone. But here is the truth they did not write down. Nothing down here was ever hiding. It was only waiting. Waiting, the way patient things wait. Without counting the years, without minding the dark, without needing to be found. And tonight the door is open, not broken. Not forced, simply open, the way a door is open when it is time. The cold air of the upper world is behind us now. Ahead of us, the air is warm, and it smells of soil, and of something pale and sweet that only opens after dark. We go in. We are in no hurry. The garden has waited 400 years. It can wait the length of one slow breath more. The first lantern hangs just inside the gate. Someone lit it. Someone lit it tonight before we came, and then went on ahead, down into the garden, and left it burning to show us the first few steps. We will meet him later, or we won't. The old gardener keeps to the lower beds. He does not speak. He has not spoken, the story says, in longer than anyone can say. But he keeps the lanterns lit. He has kept them lit through 400 years of nights, and not one of them has ever gone out. Look at the flame. It does not flicker. There is no wind down here. The wind stayed up above, on the other side of the wall, with the cold and the clocks in the city that is sleeping over our heads. Down here there is no wind and no weather and no morning. Down here it is always this one warm hour, the hour after the world goes dark, the only hour these flowers have ever known. The lantern light falls only so far. It makes a small warm room out of the dark, just enough to see the first path by. Beyond it, the garden goes on into a soft blackness that we will walk into slowly, lantern by lantern, all through the night. Here is the first bed, just below the steps where the lantern light can almost reach. They are white flowers, or they were white once, in some garden that saw the sun. Down here by lantern, they are the color of the inside of a shell, pale, soft, faintly gold at the lantern, side faintly blue in the shadow. And look, they are open, wide open, every one of them, their petals laid back as far as petals will go. This is the thing the upper world never learned about these flowers. They do not close at night. They wake at night. All day behind the sealed wall in the dark they sleep with their petals shut. And then the deep night comes, the way it always comes down here, and they open. They open for the dark. They open for the lantern. Tonight, I think, they have opened for us. There is a smell coming off them now. Faint, cool and sweet, like cut stems and clean water, and something older underneath. You can breathe it in if you like. Slowly. It is the smell of a thing that has been alive and patient and asleep for 400 years, and has decided tonight to be awake. At the center of the first terrace there is water. A small round fountain made of dark stone worn smooth. It is not running. There is no jet, no splash, no sound. The water simply sits in the basin, perfectly still, perfectly full, brimming right to the lip without spilling. 400 years, and it has never overflowed. 400 years, and it has never gone dry. Come and look into it. Lean over the dark water. It is a mirror, a black mirror holding the lantern and the pale flowers and the old stone arch above. All of it upside down, all of it golden white on black, perfectly clear and perfectly still. If you look long enough into the still water, you will see your own face there too, faint, between the reflected blooms. But you don't have to look for that tonight. You can just watch the lantern's reflection, lying motionless on the dark surface, not wobbling, not drifting, holding still, holding the light the way the river never could, completely, and without a sound. This is the quietest water in the world, I think. It has had 400 years of practice at being quiet. It is very, very good at it now. The wall here is covered in ivy. It has had a long time to climb. 400 years is a long time, even for ivy that is in no hurry. In the lantern light, the leaves are nearly black, each one edged in faint gold where the light catches it. They lie over one another in their thousands, layer on layer, so that the old stone behind them has not seen light or air or anyone's eyes in centuries. The ivy is what kept the secret, not the wall. The wall was only stone. It was the ivy that grew thick over the sealed gate and the sealed windows and made the whole place, from the outside, look like nothing at all. A blank green hill, a forgotten corner, something a city could build over and around and on top of, and never once wonder what was underneath. And all the while, behind the green, the garden went on blooming in the dark, quietly, patiently, keeping its own warm hour, asking nothing, hiding from no one, simply not found. Run your eyes along the ivy if you like. Slowly. You don't have to find anything in it. There is nothing in it to find. Only leaves and the dark and 400 years of patient green. Look down now, down to the lower beds where the dark gets deeper. There is a light moving far below us. Small, warm. It goes a little way and then it stops. And then after a while, it goes a little further. That is the old gardener. He carries his own lamp. He is down there in the lowest part of the garden, doing the slow work he has always done. Lifting a fallen stem, straightening a leaning bloom, drawing a little of the still water to the roots that need it. He does not know we are here, or he does, and it does not matter to him. The way the river didn't mind whether we watched it. He has tended this garden alone for longer than there are records to say. He has never spoken. There has never been anyone down here to speak to, and he has never seemed to mind. We will not call out to him. We will not go down to meet him yet. Tonight we only watch his small lamp move far below, among the flowers. The one warm light, going slowly from bed to bed, tending things that no one else in 400 years has ever seen. It is a gentle thing to know that somewhere below us in the dark, an old patient hand is keeping the lanterns lit and the water full and the pale flowers cared for. Whether or not anyone ever comes, he keeps it for the keeping, not to be found. Here is something the garden does that almost no one has ever seen, because almost no one has ever been here. Watch this bud. It is a single closed bloom near the path at just the right height for your eyes. A moment ago it was shut tight, a pale green spiral, wound closed like a held breath. But the deep part of the night is coming on now. The warm dark is at its deepest, and this is the hour the bud has been waiting for. See, the very tip of it is loosening, so slowly you could miss it. One pale petal edge has begun to ease away from the others, and now another. And now the spiral is turning, the smallest fraction, the way a sleeper turns once, gently, without waking. It is opening, for no reason, for no one, only because it is dark and warm and time. It would be opening right now whether we were here or not. It has opened just like this every deep night for 400 years, in the dark alone with no one watching. And it has never once needed an audience to do it beautifully. We are only lucky. We happened to be here, this one night, when the gate was open. And so we got to see a thing the dark has kept entirely to itself for 4 centuries. One pale flower quietly opening because it was time. Let us stand still for a moment. Let us not narrate, just the warm dark, just the pale flowers open all around us, just the still water in the fountain, holding the lantern, not moving at all, just the old lamp far below, going slowly from bed to bed, just you breathing the cool sweet air, just me here with you, in a garden no one was ever supposed to find. Nothing has to happen now. Nothing is going to happen now. That is what they sealed away 400 years ago. Not a danger, only this. A warm, dark place where nothing is asked of you, and nothing ever changes, and the flowers open all night long. There, on the water, the nearest flower has found its reflection. The fountain is so still that it holds the bloom perfectly. Pale petals, dark center, all of it laid out a second time on the black surface, upside down, exactly as bright as the flower itself. You cannot tell, almost, which is the flower and which is the water's idea of the flower. This is something the still water does that no one ever notices, because no one has been here to notice it. It catches the pale light of a thing growing right beside it, and it holds it without a ripple, without a tremor, without letting it go, all through the deep hours of the night. And it has done this every night for 400 years. Held the reflection of whatever flower happened to be open and nearest, in the dark, with no one to see the doubling. A bloom and its quiet twin lying together on black water in a sealed garden under a sleeping city. No one has ever seen it, until tonight. You can just watch it now, the pale flower and its reflection, perfectly still, perfectly doubled on the dark and patient water. This is the first hour of our long night together. In the garden they sealed away. It will keep blooming long after we have gone deeper. It does not need us to watch, but we will keep watching anyway. In the next chapter, we will leave this first terrace and go down one flight of worn stone steps into the deeper beds, where the lanterns are fewer, where the flowers are older. The first terrace. We will be there in a few minutes, or longer. There is no hurry. The garden has waited 400 years. It will wait for us. If you have fallen asleep already, thank you. If you are still awake, thank you. Either is exactly the right thing to be doing. The flowers don't mind. They have never minded. They open for the dark, not for the watching. Stay with me. We have a long way down to go, and nowhere to be. None at the head of an 8-hour sleep video. Optional 10-second pinned comment style end card after chapter 16. But no info subscribe ask. Sleepfold does not ask people to do things at night.